There are days when the soul feels like a dark room, silent, still, and heavy with shadows. You reach out, searching for the light switch, but your hands only touch the cold air of uncertainty. Nothing shines, nothing answers. The heart trembles, and the weight of existence presses down with invisible hands. On these days, it feels as though hope has packed its bags and left without saying goodbye. But listen closely, even in that silence, God is there. He is not watching from afar. He is sitting right beside you in the darkness, whispering, "You don't need to be strong. I'll be your strength." When the weight of the world rests on your shoulders, He doesn't demand that you stand tall. He invites you to lean. Rest is not weakness. It's worship. It's the sacred moment when the soul admits, "I can't do this alone," and heaven answers, "You were never meant to." In those quiet confessions, something holy begins to happen. The pressure that once crushed you starts to shift, moving from your chest to His hands. He takes what you cannot carry and turns it into a story of grace. So breathe, slowly, deeply. Let every breath be a surrender. Whisper, "I accept your help." The moment you do, the invisible changes begin. The tightness in your heart loosens. The chaos in your thoughts quiets. The storm doesn't always end immediately, but you realize the one who commands the winds is in the boat with you. There's a light that doesn't come from outside, but ignites within. It's not the glare of circumstance, but the glow of faith. It doesn't eliminate the shadows, it gives them meaning. When you stop trying to be the source of your own light, God becomes the flame. And suddenly, even in the dark, you start to see enough to take one more step. Enough to hope again. Enough to live again. This is how God rebuilds strength, not through noise, but through stillness. Not through speed, but through surrender. You may think He's silent, but in His silence He's speaking louder than ever. Every pause, every unanswered prayer, every tear that falls without reason, He gathers it all. He weaves your broken pieces into a new beginning. When strength runs out, it's not the end, it's the invitation. Because where your power ends, His begins. Where your voice trembles, His command thunders. When your knees hit the ground, that's not failure. That's the exact position where miracles are born. You've tried to hold everything together, haven't you? You've smiled through exhaustion, prayed through tears, and stood when your heart wanted to collapse. But there's a truth that changes everything. God doesn't bless masks. He heals honesty. He doesn't need your perfection. He desires your surrender. When you tell Him, "I'm tired," He says, "Finally. Now I can work." Every moment of breaking is a moment of building in disguise. Every loss of control is an opening for divine hands to take over. He's not disappointed by your weakness. He's drawn to it. Because in weakness, you stop performing and start depending. You stop pretending you're unshakable and begin resting in the unshakable one. Close your eyes. Picture His hands, scarred, steady, strong, reaching toward you. They don't rush. They don't force. They simply wait for your surrender. You place your heart there, trembling and bruised, and He lifts it as if it were the most precious treasure in the universe. Because to Him it is. In that exchange, you begin to understand something profound. Peace isn't found when problems disappear. Peace is found when His presence appears. He doesn't always calm the storm around you, but He always calms the storm within you. And once your soul is anchored in Him, even the fiercest waves become music, a rhythm that reminds you of who commands the sea. Do not mistake exhaustion for failure. Even eagles rest before they rise. Even the strongest trees bow under the wind before standing taller. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being reshaped for purpose. If you're listening to this right now, it's not by accident. God is reminding you, you're not alone. You never were. His love doesn't wait for perfect timing. It enters in the middle of your chaos, sits in the ashes with you and says, "Let's rebuild, so don't rush healing. Don't fear the night." Some of God's brightest works are done in the dark. When the light of the world seems to fade, remember, He called Himself the light of the world for a reason. And that light, once kindled inside you, cannot be extinguished by despair. Keep breathing. Keep believing. Keep surrendering. You don't have to understand the process. You just have to trust the one guiding it. The same God who lit the stars in the heavens can light the spark of hope inside your heart again. Repeat this now, out loud or in silence. I accept your help. Feel the shift, not in the world around you, but in the weight of your own soul. It's lighter, isn't it? Because grace always lifts what guilt and fear weigh down. Tomorrow may not come with answers, but it will come with mercy. And mercy is enough to begin again. If your heart feels too heavy to pray, let your silence be your prayer. God hears the language of tears and translates every sigh into divine understanding. He knows when your hands are too weak to lift, when your voice is too tired to speak, when your faith feels more like a flicker than a flame. And still, he says, my grace is sufficient for you. Rest doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to love that's bigger than your pain. It's the sacred pause that allows heaven to enter your chaos. It's where the burden shifts and the miracle begins. This is your reminder. You are not expected to be the hero of your story. You are the beloved, and the hero has already stepped in. So when strength runs out, let grace take over. When tears fall, let them water the seeds of new beginnings. When all else fails, whisper the name that never does, Jesus. And when the darkness lingers a little longer than you hoped, remember this: even the longest nights end with sunrise. Don't give up now. You've come too far. What you feel is not the end. It's the turning point. God is not done with you. He's just beginning something greater. Let this moment be the start of surrender. Lay down your worry. Release the pressure. Hand over your fear. Let him hold what's breaking. Let him restore what's missing. Because the one who formed you in the quiet of eternity knows exactly how to bring light into your darkest places. If this message touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Someone you love might be fighting their own silent battle right now. Share this message with them. Be the voice of hope they've been waiting to hear. And if you're listening, remember, this isn't just a story. It's your reminder that divine strength begins where human strength ends. Follow this message for more words that lift your spirit and guide your faith. Subscribe, share, and keep the flame of hope alive, because someone, somewhere, needs to be reminded today. When your strength runs out, God's strength begins.